Hey guys, welcome to the Rachael Facebook page. We are live in the prep kitchen. I'm Jeanette. This is my friend Grant.
Hello.
And today we are making lots of finger foods. Plenty of food. We just came off the really big football weekend. We've got the big game in a few weeks. And we've got tons of really fun recipes that you can entertain with very easily. Or, even just make for dinner tonight. Who doesn't love a nice, fun, comfort food, finger food kind of dinner? So we want to hear from you guys, as always. Why don't you comment and let us know, A, where you're watching from. We'd love to say hi and give you a shout out. And we'd love to hear what you guys like to cook to entertain for the big game. Any kind of favorite meals, or I know Grant's got a fun slider and a dip. I've got a baked chicken finger and some sweet potato skins. So hopefully we'll add some new recipes to your finger food repertoire today. But I think Grant's going to get things kicked off with the sliders, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm getting started with the slider, which is one of my favorite things. But I thought instead of making a traditional slider, I'd make a sloppy slider, because that's more fun, right?
That is fun.
Because then while you're watching the game, it's also like a game to eat it, because you don't want to get too sloppy.
I like that.
Yep, but I'm also making it a buffalo sloppy Joe slider. That's
like that.
right. So in here I have some, this is just some ground chicken. If you wanted a little shortcut here, you could use some rotisserie chicken and just shred it up and throw it into a warm pan. And to that I'm going to add in some celery and some onion, because I figured whenever you eat anything buffalo, you always have celery and carrots with it,
I like
right?
that.
So we're going to put the celery and carrot into our mix here.
Very nice.
So that's 1.5 pounds of ground chicken, and I'm adding half of an onion and a few stalks of celery. I reserved the leaves over here, and I'm going to use those for a ranchy coleslaw that's going to go on top.
Yummy. While you guys are commenting what some of your favorite finger foods are, and just saying hello, we want to know, who are you guys rooting for the big game in a couple weeks?
Yeah.
It's the Patriots versus the Falcons.
Yep.
I only know that because I was away on a girls' trip this weekend, and it was on a television, and we watched both of the games. It was really exciting.
I think anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge Falcons fan. I cannot get enough of the Falcons.
I'm a really big
obsessed.
I'm a really big buffalo chicken fan.
Yeah.
So I'm just rooting for buffalo chicken.
Love the Falcons.
All right, we would like to say, Lenora commented. Hello, Lenora.
Hi,
She said,
Lenora.
love sliders. Wow.
To the sliders, I just wanted to mention I added in some cayenne to give it an extra little punch.
Certainly did.
And some smoky paprika, because I like the smokiness with the
Yummy.
hot sauce. I think it's really good. So Jeanette's going to start stirring that up. I'm going to go over here and get started on the ranchy coleslaw that I mentioned that we're going to put on top.
Yummy. We want to say hi to Cassandra from Washington. Hello, Cassandra. And Guy wants to know, Grant, where can we get these recipes?
Oh, all the recipes are going to be up on the Facebook page later today.
Yes.
So make sure you come check those out. And we have a ton of really great recipes for the big game on our website. You can just go to rachelratio.com. Also on the show today, Rachael made a queso dog.
She did.
Which is like a hot dog with this really delicious queso sauce and like fried jalapenos on top. I think that would be perfect.
That would be something absolutely perfect to cook for the big game. Iona says, go Falcons. And hi to Shelly from Los Molinos, California. Hello, Shelly.
Hello, Shelly.
Thanks for watching and hanging out with us today.
So I'm getting started on the dressing for the ranchy coleslaw that's going to go on top of our sloppy buffalo sliders. So in here I saved the tops of the celery that we put into the mix. I chopped that up and I added in some sour cream. I'm going to add in about 1/2 cup of mayo. Going to make it nice and creamy. And then I'm going to season up with some dried onion, a little bit of dried dill, and some dried chives. You could use fresh if you wanted, but it's kind of hard to find the fresh stuff in the wintertime, so the dried is totally fine. It works perfectly.
Grant, we want to say hi to Alessandra from Germany. Hello.
Ooh,
in
hello.
Germany. And hi to Kia Ora from New Zealand.
Guten
Hello.
Tag. That means good day?
I think so.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. I was really excited that I thought I knew what that meant. It turns out I'm not really sure. I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar to the mix just to give it a little tang and some salt and pepper. And
Denise says that she loves roast beef sliders with an au jus and honey barbecue wings.
Ooh.
Those are, Denise, invite us over. That sounds absolutely delicious. I do like a slider. I was just saying, we were talking about finger foods, and I love that a slider, it's like the kind of the perfect portion.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
if you put a whole burger in front of me, I will eat it. So if there's a nice little slider size, I feel like that's nice, like, portion control.
I know. Nobody looks cute eating a giant burger on a couch. So it's better if you just like make it tiny and you're like, oh, it's adorable.
It's adorable. Then you're really cute eating your burger on the couch.
It's like, don't I look
If it's
cute
good.
watching the big game, rooting for the Falcons? That's good. So I'm going to add in some shredded coleslaw, or this is just some shredded cabbage. You could use the coleslaw mix if you want. I just shredded this nice and fine, but either one works.
Anne says hello from Iowa, and she says she loves our show. Thank you, Anne, for watching. And Ashley is asking, what's our favorite football dish?
I think my favorite football dish, I mean, the two that I'm making here today are the ones I'm going to make for the big game, I think. But a few weeks ago, it might have been over the summertime actually, I made something called the Ultimate Buffalo Wings.
Ooh,
and they were buffalo wings that were brined in buttermilk that sort of tasted like ranch, and then you toss them in hot sauce, so it's like in a buffalo wing, it's ranchy and spicy at the same time.
That was a I love that you brined it in that.
Yeah, so that's one of my go-tos. I'll probably make those next weekend too.
I was gonna say, like, I love buffalo wings. Like, that is like my go-to this time of year. So I'm actually gonna show you how to make a little bit of a lightened up chicken finger, because I can pretty much eat buffalo wings until like I don't until infinity, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I like to make a baked chicken finger, so that when I'm eating infinity chicken fingers, I don't feel so guilty about it.
So I just finished up our ranchy coleslaw that's going to go on top of the sloppy buffalo sliders. I'm going to finish up the mix right over here. Yeah, we added.
I was going to say, should I add the carrots in?
Yeah, there's some shredded carrots.
Beautiful.
You could chop them if you wanted to, but I thought it was fun to add the shredded carrots. Yari commented and asked, "What if you don't like ranch? Can you do blue cheese?"
Oh,
yeah, you can totally skip the ranchy coleslaw if you want, and just put blue cheese on top, or you can just buy the shredded slaw mix and mix it with blue cheese dressing.
Yeah,
that would work
that
too.
Sounds really good.
I'm going to add a little bit of chopped garlic.
This is smelling delicious.
And then, to make it nice and spicy, about a half a cup of red hot sauce.
Nice. Oh.
Whatever kind of spicy sauce you like, add that in there. And then it's not a sloppy Joe until there's a bunch of ketchup, right? Woo!
Wow, that was unexpected.
That's a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Woo! All right. And a little bit of water, because that just helps it, get sloppy.
Get it sloppy.
Get sloppy.
We want to say hi to Kathy from Port St. Lucie, Florida. And I know today we're talking football, but Kathy, that is where my New York Mets are doing their spring training right now. So if you happen to go, tell them I said, let's go Mets. Tuwana says, what's it like cooking and sharing recipes with Rachel?
I mean, it's a lot like the way Jeanette and I cook in the kitchen. This is the same way we are with Rachel
Yeah,
when she's in the
exactly.
kitchen.
It's really fun.
We have a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun.
Does it need more ketchup?
I think a little bit. It's always really funny. Okay, now I'm covered in ketchup.
Okay,
it's always really fun when I love when Rachel's in here and she's always asking our opinions about things, and I'm always like, wow, that's like kind of really flattering that Rachel wants to know if I'm really liking this recipe. But no, I love we love riffing with her when she's always like, guys, do you have any fun ideas? Yeah. It's really fun. Luann says that she always makes buffalo chicken dip. Luann, that is a solid, we call it BCD, buffalo BCD. Chicken dip. So yummy.
So we're just going to let this cook up a little bit until it, kind of melts down a little bit.
I like that.
So while that's cooking, do you want to get started on
yeah, I'm going to get started on something. So like I said, I'm making a baked chicken tender, which we actually know you guys love. Rachel made a baked chicken tender maybe a few years back, and it was one of the more popular recipes on the website. So I'm actually taking a different approach to it. I'm making a coconut baked chicken tender. So it's kind of a riff on like coconut shrimp, which is one of my favorite little finger foods. Yeah. I love when I see coconut shrimp at like a party or on a menu.
I just wanted to mention I'm just going to use dinner rolls to serve the sliders, so I'm going to pop these in the oven and toast them up a little bit.
I love dinner rolls. All right, so I'm just starting out with some chicken tenders that I bought from the store. And you can definitely use chicken breasts. You just cut them long ways 3 or 4 times and make your own chicken tender. And I'm going to try and show you how to bread these. And years and years ago, my friend Patrick taught me this breading technique where you do wet hand and dry hand. We were joking because I always get it mixed up, and I can never remember which is the wet and the dry hand. You're supposed to touch all the dry with one hand, all the wet with the other, so that you're not breading your fingers. We'll see how successful I am at that today. I'm going to make the breading for my coconut baked chicken fingers, which is just about a cup of some unsweetened coconut flakes, just the really fine ones. And make sure you don't want them too sweet, so make sure you get the unsweetened.
The ones that look like snow.
Yeah, the ones that look like snow. If you can't find them, just pulse them in the food processor. A little bit of panko breadcrumb for that crunch. And then a little bit of almond meal, which is just pulsed up almonds. We were saying if you can't find that, all you just do is pulse up almonds really fine.
Yeah, it looks yummy.
A little bit of salt and pepper.
Amanda and her mom are watching from Rome, New York. Hello guys. And just to remind you guys, all these recipes are going to be up on the Facebook page later today. Jeanette's getting started on our second dish of the day. This is your coconut and pecan crusted chicken, right?
Yes, it is. Some coconut chicken for a nice little fun finger food. So I'm going to run them through the flour, and then just, we call this standard breading process. Yeah. I'm running them through the flour that I seasoned with some salt and pepper. Then I'm just running them through a few eggs with just a little splash of water. Yeah. So now this is my dry hand, this is my wet hand. I'm going in to turn these over.
These would be a really great make-ahead, I think, for a party. Too.
Totally,
like,
yeah.
When you crust bread things like this, I actually think they're, almost even better the next day if you let them sit in the fridge overnight, because then the crust really sticks on there.
You're right.
And then you bake them the next day, and they're extra crunchy and super delicious. Mindy commented and said that she likes baking wings and having different sauces so that people can make their own.
I like that, Mindy.
That's a great idea.
Like a make your own dip party.
It's
I like
toss
that.
your own wings bar.
Ooh,
that's
I like
fun.
that.
Joanne commented and said that she's planning to make buffalo meatballs.
Oh, love buffalo meatballs.
Any kind of meatball. It's just delicious.
I love meatballs.
Yeah.
And I love buffalo. So that's...
And hi to Vale, who's watching from Detroit.
Hello.
Vale. Thanks for. Oh, it's probably Val.
Hi, Val.
Sorry, Val.
All right, so I haven't screwed up wet hand, dry hand quite yet. I've got my wet hand, I've got my dry hand, and so now I'm going to place these on. So like I said, I'm baking them. I'm not frying them like your traditional like chicken wing or chicken tender. And I take one of those cooling racks, that you would normally put like your cookies on when you were baking. And I put that right on top of a baking sheet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just toss these over here and go rinse my hands off really quickly. What I do, and I'm going to have Grant do for me, the cooking spray is right here. I use coconut oil cooking spray just to kind of reinforce that coconut flavor. And what I like is that it's just kind of like oil, like you're not using tons of oil. You can definitely drizzle some olive oil on there, but I think by spraying it, it helps like evenly coat it, and they get a nice little crunchy texture when you bake them.
Yeah, and you're not, and when you spray it too, you don't get too much oil, because a little too much oil, you're gonna get kind of soggy.
Exactly.
So it gives it the perfect amount. Leah commented and said it's so sad that the Packers lost, but food makes it all better.
It does.
Isn't
Just
that the
keep
truth?
moving. Yes. And Kathy says that she loves us from Colorado. Kathy in Colorado. Luann, that's actually funny that you say this. Luann just commented and she said you could probably use coconut flour, which I absolutely agree with. I was actually saying you could do it with rice flour too if you want to make it gluten-free, and then just omit the panko breadcrumbs. And that's that. How's your sloppy sliders coming along?
Grab the buns out of the oven.
Yummy. Looks good. They smell so good.
So these are just those, you know, like dinner rolls that you buy in a package. I thought those would be really easy to use, but if you wanted to use some other kind of bun, you totally could. Or if you want to make them normal size, you could do that as well. Let me grab some plates.
Hi to Regina from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Hello, Regina. Kimberly from Shinny, Pennsylvania. Shinny, Pennsylvania. And Kinley in Asheville, North Carolina. We have to get to Asheville. I feel like that everyone's been talking about it. Yeah. Everyone's talking about it. I know there's a really good donut place. I'd love to go there. Selena just said that she made buffalo chicken subs last week and they were amazing. That sounds really, really good. You'll have to check out these sliders Grant's making. And hi to Zelitha from New Zealand. Hello. And Shelly from Jarrettsville, Maryland. Hello, Shelly. Wow, lots of friends joining us today. This is a very fun Tuesday.
All right, so I'm plating up my sloppy buffalo sliders. So on here we have our really delicious ground chicken that we added some carrot, onion, and celery to with a bunch of hot sauce and some ketchup. And then on top of that is a ranchy coleslaw. So you have that super spicy chicken on the bottom and this really cool ranch dressing on top. That's all on top of a little dinner roll. Do you want to take a bite?
I would love to take a bite. Yes, I'm going to show you guys first the coconut crusted chicken fingers.
Okay,
fun down. We've got
go.
more. So these are the coconut crusted chicken fingers. And I'm going to just throw those on a platter to serve it with. I love when you get coconut shrimp, and they always have that like sweet and spicy and kind of tangy dipping sauce. So what I've got here is, I don't know if you caught the show last week, but Grant, Rachael, John Cusimano, and I, Rachel's husband, all did this fun segment called the Bottom of the Jar segment. And we were, yeah, that'd be great, thank you. And so we were making all kinds of recipes out of the bottom of a jar. So this is kind of a fun one you could definitely do with the bottom of an orange. I'm using orange marmalade today. You can use apricot or mango or just kind of like that like fruity, something that goes nice with the coconut. And then I just whisk in a little bit of rice wine vinegar. So you saw me, it's just orange marmalade, a little rice wine vinegar, some chili flakes, and then a little Dijon mustard. Yum. It's a nice little glaze.
I used to love making coconut shrimp when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just used like the raw shrimp, and then I tossed it, I think in cornstarch and like coconut, and then I just baked it.
Oh, nice.
And then I would make like a little peachy hot sauce glaze on the side.
That's how peach would be
my dad always
too.
had peach jam.
Oh yeah, because Wendell is the king of all kinds of jam.
Of all the jams.
And so I just kind of, yeah, this is I always like thinking about foods that we cooked when we were little and like how it kind of got us to where we are now. Like my favorite thing to cook when I was a kid was cornbread.
Oh, really?
I loved making cornbread, which is funny because I'm quite not the baker anymore.
These smell so good because once you put that coconut in the oven,
yeah, I know it toasts it. Exactly.
It smells really
good.
Here,
I want to try let's do a little swapsies. I'm gonna try the slider. And this is not going to disappoint because this is going to be quite sloppy. Before I put this in my mouth and make a mess, Amanda wants to say that she loves the show, her mom bought her the cookware, and that she would love the baking pans and the bowls. Rachel's stuff is awesome. We love using her stuff all the time. It's really great products. Hello to Marcia from Colorado.
These are good.
And hi to Norma from Tucson, Arizona. Hello.
I love these. These are delicious. You can really taste like the nuts in it too. Like
Really?
there's a very like little amount of pecan meal or the
Almond
pecan
meal.
flour.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, almond. But you can really taste it. It's really
I think
yummy.
it gives it a nice texture, and at any point I try to add as much like protein into food as I possibly can. So I feel like sneaking in the almond meal adds a nice little texture and some good protein. That slider is absolutely delicious. Serving it on those
Thank
buns,
you.
and they're so nice and soft.
This is so hot. I can't.
It's really hot, I know. It just came out of a 400-degree oven. But I really, really like how fresh all the nice celery and carrot makes that sloppy joe. Because like it's definitely like that really fun sloppy joe texture and flavor, but with nice freshness.
Yeah, this is
the
also packed
vegetables.
with a lot of veggies too. This would be great for the kids because
I
they
love
would never know there's a bunch of carrots and stuff in there.
What's next?
All right, so I thought it's not a party without a cheese dip. Am I right? You need a cheese dip to have a party. So we're gonna make a charred scallion and jalapeno cheese dip. So it's kind of like a jalapeno popper dip, but with some like charred scallions in it. So basically what I did is I just took a whole bunch of scallions, I cut off the white part, and then I roasted in the oven with some olive oil on it. And you want to get
It
them
smells
nice
so
and
good
charred. And that char is going to add some really delicious flavor. If you live in a place where it's warm enough outside, you could just throw these on the grill. It would probably be a lot faster. But I just did it in the oven. So I'm going to chop these guys up. And in this bowl, I have 1 brick of cream cheese and about a half a cup of sour cream. And that's going to be the base to our cheese sauce.
Yummy.
Just
So this
gonna
is
chop these up.
this is like one of your famous cheese balls, just like baked and nice.
I know. I was actually thinking that today too. It's like this is basically a cheese ball, but you just put it into a pan and bake it. So it's like a hot molten lava cheese ball.
Delicious. Mary just commented and she said, "Are you able to use apricot jam?" Absolutely. It was funny. I grabbed the orange and the apricot out of the walk-in this morning, and the orange just happened to win today. Mark says that he loves the Rachael Ray Show and he's been 5 times.
Whoa.
Hey, Mark. So you've definitely seen us running around set. Lenora is asking who washes the dishes. It's actually our really good friend George. He is the best in the business, and he keeps us all in check, neat and tidy.
Yes.
We love our George.
Not only does he wash the dishes, but he keeps this place like spick and span. On like a show day, this place is packed full of food. I mean, this looks crazy right now, but on a show day, it's even more crazy.
It's even more crazy. And I don't know if you've ever watched us. We're not the cleanest of people. So we do love George.
So right now I'm just chopping up 1 jalapeno. I'm leaving the stems and the seeds in it because I want it
spicy.
super spicy.
take
But
that.
if you don't like it super spicy, you can totally take out the stems and the seeds. And I'm just gonna chop it pretty fine, but not too fine because I kind of like the big chunks in there. Those nice spicy chunks. I'm gonna throw that into the bowl, and then to this I'm also going to add in a cup of white cheddar cheese and a cup of shredded Monterey cheese. Now I'm just gonna mix that up. It's
Sounds
that
really
easy.
good. Mindy commented and she said she'd love to drizzle some honey over the coconut chicken. That sounds really, really good as well.
Yeah.
And Laura says, what is the time and temp for the chicken strips? I would say like 375, 400, and I think it took about 14 to 16 minutes. You just want to make sure that they're nice and they've got like a nice color to them, and that they're cooked all the way through.
Yeah. That one's really good too. That one's like a nice healthy dinner. If
Yeah.
you eat those in a little side salad,
Yeah,
that'd be
I
perfect.
agree.
I would have that
Who wouldn't
for
eat
dinner.
chicken tenders for dinner?
I would also eat this cheese dip for dinner, which I'm in the middle of making. So now that it's all mixed up, Jeanette, would you mind pouring it into this casserole dish?
Absolutely. I would be honored. Lynn's asking if there's any booze for football games besides beer. Lynn, you may have inspired us, actually. We're going to be back here on Thursday, and Grant and I were going to have a bit of a chili cook-off.
Yes, we are.
We're going to go head-to-head making some chili. We were also thinking about making some fun cocktails, so maybe I will think up something that's not beer-related that you might like. So come back for Thursday. We want to say hi to Pamela in Nashville.
Hi, Pamela.
We also wanted to tell you guys that there are tons of cheese balls and cheese dips up on the RachelRayShow.com. So if you guys are getting ready for the big game as well, Grant's recipe, his delicious charred scallion cheese dip is going to be up there as well. But check that out for other recipes.
Just to catch you guys up over here, so I told you that I roasted the white parts of the scallion and that went into the dip. And for the topping on our dip, I chopped the green part of the scallion. And here I have half a sleeve of crackers. Those are the crackers that we're going to use to serve the dip with. But I also wanted to give it a little crunchy topping. So I'm going to put those in this little zip top baggie with some Parmesan cheese and just a drizzle of olive oil.
Olive oil. I keep kicking around this bun that we dropped before. I'm playing bun soccer back here. Steve's asking if we can do any vegan recipes on the show. Rachel's actually been really cognizant this year of different different dietary restrictions, we've definitely got a few up there that she's got vegan options for. A lot of her vegetarian recipes, if you just kind of swap out the stock or something, they'll become vegan.
A great finger food for vegans. I think you made a buffalo cauliflower,
I did,
on a Facebook Live.
That's fun. Yeah, that's a good idea, Grant.
And that one's really good. And it's
just some roasted cauliflower tossed in hot sauce. It's like 2 or 3 ingredients.
So this is our crunchy little breadcrumb topping on top. I'm just gonna pop this into the oven.
Ooh, that looks.
And I have one back here that's already cooked.
Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah, it's in that oven right there.
Ooh, it's so brown and bubbly.
And I'm just gonna serve it with some crackers.
Oh my gosh!
You could serve with some raw veggies.
Look how pretty that came out.
Ooh,
look at that, all nice and brown and bubbly. That looks gorgeous. Debbie says, while I'm holding this hot dip, that she loves us from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. She loves our simple recipes. Thank you.
And Richard is making beer burritos.
Oh, we were just talking. What's it called?
Delicious.
Is it a michelada?
A michelada.
A michelada is a combination of both. Grant and I have been talking about cocktails all morning, surprisingly.
Should we try this? It looks so hot.
It looks like molten lava, but yeah.
Maybe
I should start this off and we can try it right before we go. I know.
But I want to try it.
I know, that's how I burn my mouth every time.
Let's do that, and then we'll come back to this. We'll let it cool off a little bit.
Excellent.
Just to remind you guys, this was recipe number 3. Jeanette's getting started on recipe number 4. All these recipes are going to be up on the Facebook page later today, so come check those out. Jeanette, what are you making?
I am going to make, so what's another thing when I think about, like entertaining and football food, I think potato skins. And potatoes are probably my favorite food in any incarnation. Fry them, roast them, bake them. I love potatoes. So I like to lighten things up just a little bit by using sweet potatoes, because we know how healthy and nutritious sweet potatoes are for us. So what I do is I just take 4 medium-sized sweet potatoes, cut them in half, roast them in the oven just like you do. Probably maybe took like 55 minutes at 375. And then what I do is I take them and I scoop out the inside. But you want to leave some room so that they still hold their shape.
David and Lisa are watching from San Benito, Texas.
Hello, Texas.
Our coworker Kate is from Texas.
She is. She's from San Antonio.
San Antonio. I didn't say the city because I forgot.
Hi, Kate.
And hello to Madeline from Houston.
Hi.
Also in Texas.
Also, there you go.
And hi to Carnetta from Cali.
Hi, Carnetta and Cali.
Hello.
Jessica from Oregon just commented. She said she hopes we're enjoying our day. Jessica, that's very kind of you. We hope you're enjoying yours as well. All right, so what I did is I scooped out, you just saw me scoop out the last of 4 potatoes halves, so there's 8 pieces here. And so what I do is I scoop out the inside and I just give it a quick mash. And then I'm going to mash it. These are, I'm calling them double stuffed sweet potato skins, but they kind of got a little bit of like a Mexican flair, a Mexican chili flair, because I'm going to add in about a half a pound of some ground turkey that I just browned up with a little bit of chili powder and some cumin, just the regular flavors that I would flavor my chili with.
Do you want me to help or anything? Or you
No, you're good. I'm enjoying watching you eat that slider. It's really good. Do you want any help? So I'm just going to mix that up with a little bit of cilantro, which I think gives it a nice fresh pop, and then a little bit, maybe like, between 1/4 cup and half a cup of some extra sharp cheddar, because it's like a good trick to when you're making, when you're using cheese, to use a really sharp flavor so that you're not using so much of it, and then you're kind of keeping your food nice and healthy.
Our coworker Sarah commented, she said
Sarah.
BJ and I are coming in for that
Get
sloppy
in here,
Joe.
girls.
Come on in, we have a ton of buns posted back here.
We won't give you the one that fell on the floor.
And June from Phoenix is watching today.
June.
Hello, June.
I'm going to give this a little bit of salt and pepper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to restuff the sweet potato skins. So they've already been baked once. They're going to go back in the oven and bake twice. So all you do is you kind of just give this a nice heaping scoop. I'm being super nice for the camera right now. If you saw me doing this earlier, I was using my hand. I find that your hands are the easiest utensils. Just give it a good scoop. Make sure it's nice and packed in there. Then you just toss these back in the oven for maybe another like 10 to 12 minutes until the cheese melts. And I'm going to show you what they look like and what I top them with.
Mary seems pretty excited about the sweet potatoes. She said, ooh, sweet potatoes.
Yummy.
Yeah. And Linda from Fort Worth, Texas is watching. A lot of people from Texas.
I know.
Hey, Texas.
Hi, Texas.
The recipes are going to be up later, so you can check those out.
Yeah. So here's what they look like after I just topped them with a little bit more cheese, and then I just threw them in the oven just to melt it through. But see, so now like we were saying, like I love finger foods. I love entertaining for football season, but you could put 2 of these on a plate with a side salad again, and I would absolutely love to eat that for dinner. I'm going to plate one up for us to try. How's that dip? Is it getting any cooler?
Ooh, yes. I forgot about
I still really want to try the dip. All right, so I'm going to put one of these on a plate. And then what I like to do is I like to just top it with, this is just in the food processor, I ran some Greek yogurt, an avocado, and lime juice. And then you just kind of give it a little, like I put it in a squeeze bottle for like nice presentation Then you just give it a little.
Ooh, fun.
Doesn't that make a nice little? It always makes a nice and little
Yeah.
presentation. You can definitely just do a dollop as well. Ooh, yes, I'm ready for. Thank you. I made you this. So those are my double stuffed sweet potato skins, which would be fun for dinner or for watching the game. How is it?
It's good.
Mm.
Very cheesy.
Very cheesy. Very hot.
Lorena? Is that Lorena?
Hi, Lorena.
Who's watching
From
from Philly? Hi, Philly. And Teresa, she said potatoes are her addiction.
Same.
You too, you love potatoes.
I love potatoes. I
Yeah.
really do. I try to use sweet potatoes anywhere that I can, so that we're, not eating all of the potatoes all the time. Tammy is saying that is a filling meal. I know we've really made a lot of food today.
I'm not full yet, Tammy.
I'm not full yet, exactly. And we want to say hi to Tracy from Oregon. Hello, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
This is really hot as well. How was it? Nice and like chili and well, hot, but tastes like chili.
I always forget that sweet potatoes like lend themselves so well to like Mexican flavors.
You're right.
They're so delicious. It's like a really like yummy sweet potato with a spicy meat on top. That's delicious, Jen. I love it.
Thank you.
And I like this. Was this Greek yogurt or sour cream?
It was Greek yogurt. You
Oh,
can use
yeah.
sour cream, but I try to replace Greek
You
yogurt.
would, yeah, you would never know that topping is like a healthy thing.
No, you wouldn't. It's avocado and lime juice. Sweeta comments and she said, Jeanette, I was
Delicious.
just wondering what to do with sweet potatoes. Great.
Now you know, sweet.
Now you know. But let us know if you make them.
And you can call them sweet potatoes. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Like we said earlier, we're going to be back here on the Facebook page, same time and same place on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Making some chilies and some sides, maybe some drinks as well.
Yeah.
All these recipes that you saw today, the sloppy buffalo slider, Jeanette's chicken tenders, the jalapeno scallion dip, and the sweet potatoes, everything are going to be on the Facebook page later today, so come check those out. I guess that's it.
That's it.
If you like what you saw today, make sure you like, comment, share, and cook. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is really yummy.
It is good.
It's a lot of food.